promises to be an action-packed night.
Big night of fights here. The stars are out here in Tinseltown.
I have never been to a soccer stadium in Europe. I imagine this is how it sounds.
The time for talking is over. The main event. Here we go. Oh! Mamma mia! And it's all over. Defense begins.
Just like that. This is why I like Bellator. They kill us.
The mercenary claims another victim.
Pure dominance.
A walk-off KO.
This entire crowd is on its feet right now, as they should be.
Gentlemen, this is
It is happening. This is all really happening. The largest crowd to ever see Bellator MMA. Dynamite is underway.
Finally, Major League MMA has come back to Hawaii, and the fans couldn't be more stoked. The Grand Prix begins now. It is being hailed as the toughest tournament in MMA history. Wow! The winner, oh my God, will walk away with $1 million.
They call it the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. And tonight, it is home to the Bellator cage.
What a night at MSG!
When Scott Coker arrived, goals were set. Record-setting TV ratings, check. Attracting the top free agents in the entire game, double check.
Welcome to Bellator, Chris Cyborg.
And for that, you're welcome.
Third on that list, international expansion. And look where we are tonight.
And the Bellator cage has returned to the 3 Arena in Dublin. They are the best crowd in mixed martial arts today. We are in the eternal city of Rome, Italy.
Simply no shortage of iconic images when you arrive in London, England.
The Bellator cage has traveled to Israel.
We are heading to Japan as Bellator MMA puts the capstone on 2019.
Rampage, Fedor, and it's all over! How good is that?
Welcome to Bellator MMA!
Welcome everyone to Bellator MMA, coming to you from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. We're here for Bellator 261 with tonight's main event featuring the interim heavyweight title between number 1 ranked Tim Johnson and number 3 ranked Valentin Moldavsky. Today we are very excited that we also have some breaking news, and to bring that to you, I'm going to bring in the man, Mr. Scott Coker, the president of Bellator MMA. How you doing, Scott?
Doing great, John. Nice to be here.
It's great having you here. You know, when you came into Bellator, one of your goals was to make Bellator an international event, to have an organization that went everywhere. We've been to Israel, Japan, Italy, France, all over the world. COVID kind of slowed things down a little bit, but we're coming back.
Yeah, I mean, basically, John, as you know, we've been traveling all over the world, and that was really a directive from the company. I mean, this company is Viacom CBS, and they're worldwide. So when we came on board, we said, look, let's shape up the roster. Let's get a few things in place. But we want you to start traveling internationally. And, you know, like the video roll says, we've been in Ireland, we've been in Japan, we've been in, Rome, we've been in Florence, Tel Aviv, and now we have a big announcement today where we're going next.
Well, let's talk about those international fighters that you were bringing up, because Eastern European fighters have kind of taken over MMA in a lot of ways, and you have signed some of the best talent coming out of those countries, especially Russia. Let's go to the guy that really started things off for Bellator MMA, Vadim Nemkov, a guy who came into Bellator, has been on fire, won the light heavyweight title from Ryan Bader, went and defended it against ex-champion and Phil Davis during the Grand Prix. Talk to me about what you see in Vadim Nemkov.
Yeah, Vadim Nemkov really is a fighter that has it all. He has a complete game. He's got it all. Transitional moves are great. Great power, great speed. trains with Fedor Emelianenko, so obviously he's got great training partners. And, you know, to me, John, he's the best light heavyweight on the planet right now. To me, until he gets beat, he's the number one guy.
Right now, he is fighting, and his confidence is growing. We always say confidence key is amazing. Let's talk about a couple of the other guys that are on this roster, because we do have, let's go with the guy who just won the welterweight title, Yaroslav Amosov.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is amazing because he's got an undefeated record at 26-0. That is the best record right now in MMA, and he's just good everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, look at the guy is a killer. He's got the best record in mixed martial arts. He's our champion now. Douglas Lima is no joke. As you know, he's been a champion for a while. And for him to beat him, and Dan Lambert said it to me about 2 weeks ago before that fight happened. He said, Scott, don't underestimate this guy's wrestling. He's the best wrestler in this gym. So that says a lot. When AT&T, the captain there, says he's the best wrestler, in that gym they got a bunch of killers there, you know, he delivered.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about all the wrestlers that are actually been in NCAA champions that are there. Then we got a guy named Nurmagomedov, who I was able to work with and referee. This guy is amazing. 135-pound bantamweight division, which we are stacked in. This guy especially is coming to Bellator, 2 wins right away, but you've got him slated for a big fight come July 31st.
Yeah, he's going to fight Stotts in a matchup in the bantamweight division. The guy is one of the best in the world, and who knows, maybe that'll be our next tournament next year.
Ooh, a little bit of hint of things to come. I kind of like that. Looking at, you know, another guy that's coming out of Russia, everyone knows the name Nurmagomedov. You've got Usman Nurmagomedov. He is a nephew of Khabib. This is a guy that he goes about fighting in a different style than Khabib. He loves the stand-up, but will use the wrestling and has heavy ground and pound.
Yeah, I mean, look at that gym at AK where he's training. A bunch of killers there. Have been for a long time. Look at the pedigree. Look at his history of his family and all the training they have together. I mean, the guy is a top prospect. To me, I love his striking ability because that's one of my favorite styles is the striking part. But when I think about this guy, the sky's the limit for Nurmagomedov.
Well, you're talking about a guy undefeated in his career so far, and he came in, and he had just, is remarkable in how he can control the fight at such a young age, because that's something that takes time to be able to get used to. But the guy that I really want to talk about next, one of my favorites, Alexander Shabley. This is a guy you brought in, and you put him against Alfie Davis, who I think is a fantastic fighter, great kickboxer, known for his axe kick, and Shabley just handled him. He has got incredible stand-up, great wrestling. He's just good everywhere.
Yeah, and rumor has it that John McCarthy, that's just one of his favorite fighters on our roster. So, he's a killer. He's a prospect I think that's going to have a really good shot in that division at lightweight, and let's see what happens.
And the last guy I'm going to bring up, he's fighting tonight. We've got Valentin Moldavsky, who's ranked number 3, going against Tim Johnson for the interim heavyweight title. This is a guy that's been on fire. He's only got 1 defeat, and it was in a tournament, split decision loss, 5 wins in a row in Bellator. He has just used his speed and his athleticism. He's that hybrid, heavyweight. He's not the big guy, but he's the fast guy.
Yeah, and listen, when I think about that team, right, at least with Fedor Emelianenko, and then it goes to Nemkov, and it goes to Moldavsky, and then Tokov. I mean, they just have a bunch of guys that are, the next wave of Bellator fighters coming from Russia. And so, to me, he's got great trainers, great sparring partners, comes from a great gym. And as you know, that's a big difference in how these fighters come out.
Yeah, when you're talking about, guys like Moldavsky, he's just good everywhere, and that's the thing that you just don't see with a lot of heavyweights. They're good in one area, but not really good. This guy can wrestle. He's got great submissions. He's got great stand-up, and that's what just makes him the guy that tonight might be the heavyweight champion. So all of these guys coming from Russia, you take a look at who they are and what they've accomplished, and it's amazing. But if you're going to look at them, you've got to take in who blazed that path. And there's only one guy that is the guy that set the standard, and he's the GOAT.
Introducing the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Emelianenko, the Fedor Emelianenko has turned back time. It is a winner, Fedor Emelianenko.
I want to welcome now the guy that I look at as the man, part myth and definite legend, the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. How you doing, sir?
Как вы себя чувствуете, Федор?
Добрый день, дорогие друзья. Чувствую себя хорошо, спасибо. Готов биться.
Hello, guys. I'm feeling great. I'm ready to fight.
Ready to fight. That's what we're looking for, because right now I'm going to ask you, Scott, give us the details. When is Fedor fighting and where's it going to be at?
Yeah, this is a big moment in our company. He's fighting October 23rd at the VTB Arena in Moscow, Russia. And it's going to be the inaugural Bellator event led by Fedor there in Moscow.
I cannot wait for it, because if there's one thing, I've been lucky enough to be in the cage with Fedor. I know how special he is. And to be there in Russia, I've been there in Russia with him. You got a couple of fans there, so this should be pretty good.
У вас много фанатов в России, и они очень хотят увидеть вас биться в Москве.
Да, российские фанаты очень ждут Bellator и наше выступление, моей команды. Вот, но Джон скромничает, у него тоже очень много фанатов в России.
Yeah, the Russian fans are very excited for Bellator to come to Moscow. We have a lot of fans worldwide, and the Russian fans are just excited to see Bellator, as the fighters are excited to show their skills in a Russian arena.
Well, it should be an incredible lineup of Russian fighters from Bellator being on that card. But let's open up to the press, all the media people wanting to ask questions of Fedor. Now's your time. Let's do it.
Thanks, John. If you have any questions, press the raise hand button now. We'll start with Nolan King.
Fedor, you haven't competed since December 2019. You battled COVID. You went through a pandemic. How do you feel mentally, physically, finally having a date in front of you?
Вы не бились с декабря. Как вы себя чувствуете психологически и физически?
Спасибо большое. Чувствую себя замечательно и физически, и психологически. Работаю с ребятами, с молодежью. Я полностью восстановился от ковида и, мне кажется, даже чуть прибавил.
Thank you very much. I'm feeling.
Которая была.
Thank you very much. I'm feeling great physically, mentally. I'm ready to fight. I'm still training with the younger guys, and I'm very excited. And I'm back in shape, and I'm very excited to see where it brings me.
Ну, для меня молодые ребята — это Вадим Немков, Кирилл Сидельников, Валентин Молдавский. Я их имею в виду.
Yeah, the younger guys. I mean, Vadim Nemkov, Kirill Sidelnikov, and Anatoly Tolkov. So that's the guys I mean.
And for Scott, I mean, you have a legend sitting next to you. He's got a couple fights left in him. Seems pretty enthusiastic. How do you matchmake him at this point?
You know, that's the one thing we are, going through the process of working out the opponent still. We've had a lot of offers, believe me, and you can imagine all the names that have popped up. But we still have to talk about it, and that's the one thing that we'll figure out. But as far as the date being in Moscow, I mean, this is a big moment for the company. It's been a personal goal of mine for a long time, and to do it with Fedor, it's going to be an amazing night.
All right, we'll take our next question from Gabriel Gonzalez.
Hi, question for Fedor. When your teammate Vadim Nemkov won the title, the story was that he was avenging your loss to Ryan Bader. When you were helping him prepare for that fight, was that something you felt, or were those emotions non-existent? It was just a separate thing when Vadim finally defeated Ryan?
Когда Вадим выиграл пояс, история была такая, что он мстил за ваш последний проигрыш Райану Бейдеру.
Да нет, я думаю, Вадим не мстил. Вадим очень хотел стать чемпионом, и он добился своей цели. Месть, я думаю, мести никакой не было.
Yeah, I don't think it was kind of revenge. Vadim wanted to be a champion, so he went out and he got the title, but there was no feeling of any revenge towards my last loss.
Я думаю, русский человек, он выше того, чтобы мстить. Вот. Поэтому у нас были другие цели.
I think a Russian person is more in respect towards revenge, so we don't look at those kind of things.
All right, we'll take our next question from Igor Lazarin.
Hi there, guys. If it's possible, I will ask Fedor in Russian. Федор, добрый день. Рад вас видеть. Да, скажите, пожалуйста, когда определится имя вашего соперника? Может быть, вы уже его знаете? И если оно еще не определено, то какое количество бойцов рассматривается и кто, может быть, рассматривается, если вы можете их назвать? Потому что я слышал, даже Лёта Мачида может стать вашим соперником. Насколько это реально?
Да, Игорь, спасибо за вопрос. Это вопрос скорее к Скотту. Сейчас Bellator решает. То есть, да, есть ряд оппонентов, из которых идет выбор моего будущего соперника, но озвучит это Скотт.
So the question was, when are we going to find out Fedor's opponent, and if there are any names circling around? And Fedor's answer was, for now, it's up to Bellator and the big boss over here. When are we going to see Fedor's opponent?
All right, we'll go to Josh Gross.
Yes, Fedor, the first thing you said was you're ready to fight. I want you to sort of compare that to your attitude in 2012 when you walked away for the first time. Why are you so excited now, and how do you view your retirement in 2012? What did that period mean for you?
В 2012 году вы сказали, что вы ушли, и сейчас вы говорите, что вы готовы обратно в бой. Как это ваш менталитет поменялся с 2012 года?
Вы знаете, в 2012 году накопились травмы. К сожалению, да, вот я думал, что я закончу совсем, но, скажем так, организм остановился, и я смог продолжить карьеру. Ну и, конечно, я подумал, что, скажем, министерская работа, она может и подождать, а вот спортивная карьера, мое выступление уже, то есть моя спортивная карьера, она уходит, она заканчивается. Поэтому я захотел вернуться.
Yeah, in 2012, I had a couple injuries that were not letting me perform as well, and I thought I was done for good. And but now I'm ready, and I understand that my career is not going to be lasting for too much longer, so I wanted to make the best of it.
Закончить я всегда успею, а вот постоять еще побиться, время уходит. Уже скоро закончу.
I will always have time to end my career, but for right now, I want to stand as much as I can and have fun in a cage.
Dylan Bowker.
Hey there, appreciate you making some time. My first question was for Fedor, because John McCarthy was mentioning a lot of great Bellator Russian fighters off the top there. And I imagine there's a lot of excitement headlining this event, but how important is it to be providing this platform for other Russian fighters to showcase their skills, many of which you inspired?
Что для вас значит, вот вы мотивировали всех других русских бойцов, и что для вас это значит, что все русские бойцы на вас смотрят, когда выступают в Беллаторе и в других организациях?
Вы знаете, конечно, я, когда сам выступал, я чувствовал огромную ответственность, что молодежь смотрит на меня, будут равняться, равняются. Вот. И рад, что многие ребята подходят, пожимают руку и говорят, что мы смотрели, начали заниматься единоборствами благодаря вашим выступлениям. Вот. Иногда начали говорить давно, лет 10 назад уже, и удивительно, когда вот ко мне подходили бородатые такие ребята, пожимали руку, говорили, что мы с детства смотрим ваши бои, и я уже тогда начал задаваться, понимать, что я нахожусь уже в возрасте.
Yeah, back in my career, I had a lot of responsibility, I feel like, because there was a lot of youth looking up to me, and I feel like I had to pave the way for everybody who was fighting and just for sport in general in Russia. And I wanted for the youth to follow me, but with the age, now I have older guys coming up to me, always shaking my hand and showing respect and thanking me for what I did for the sport.
We'll go to Darren Paltrowitz next.
Thank you for having me, Scott. Congratulations to you and the team on returning to international touring. Looks like a wonderful event. 2 quick questions for Fedor. First, if there's anything still left to accomplish in his career, and second, what music does he like to train to?
Что для вас осталось закончить в вашей карьере и по какую музыку вы тренируетесь?
Мы тренируемся не под музыку. Я бегаю под музыку, под... В основном это духовные песни. Тренируемся мы, у нас всегда такая веселая, хорошая, юморная такая обстановка в зале. Мы друг друга поддерживаем даже при большой усталости. Мы шутим друг над другом, и в зале постоянно такое легкое веселье, легкий смех звучит. Даже во время самых тяжелых тренировок.
Yeah, we usually listen to fun music. We like to cheer each other up before big events, and we have a lot of fun. We crack jokes, but most importantly, we stay focused on everything we do. И второй вопрос, что для вас осталось в вашей карьере?
В моей карьере 2 боя в Беллаторе.
Yeah, as far as my career goes, all I have is 2 fights left in my contract for Bellator.
All right, we'll take a question from Ivan Newman.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Михаил, привет. Федор Владимирович, приветствую. Скажите, пожалуйста, как настрой Валентина Молдавского? За счет чего сегодня будем забирать пояс? За счет чего будем выигрывать?
Спасибо за вопрос. Настрой Валентина замечательный. Как мне кажется, он сейчас находится в отличной форме. Мы работаем с ним, я, Вадим, постоянно рядом. Забирать пояс, всеми знаниями, которые мы умеем. Валентин может, вы знаете, и стоя ударить, и в партер перевести. И, в принципе, Валентин владеет и болевыми, и удушающими. Посмотрим, где... Наверное, мы начнем со стойки, а там посмотрим.
So the question was, what is Valentin's mindset going to this fight, and how is he planning to take that belt? And the Fedor's response was, he's ready. He's in a phenomenal mindset. He's skilled, very skilled fighter. One of my most skilled fighters that I have. Me and Vadim Nemkov are always by his side. And he's looking to finish the fight or submission as long as he goes. He has a plan, and he's going to stay with that plan.
We'll go to Eddie Goldman next. We'll take 2 more.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Question for Fedor. As your career starts to wind down and you look back on it, what is most important to you, and what do you think your main influence has been? What you accomplished in the ring and in the cage, or your influence and accomplishments outside of the ring and the cage? Thank you.
Ваша карьера подходит к концу. Что было для вас самое важное, и что влияет на вас помимо боев, и чем вы занимаетесь?
Помимо боев, конечно, это ребята, которые выступают сейчас в Bellator. У меня тренерская работа с ними, правим технику, практически все, что связано с командой. Я и Александр Васильевич Мечков, Денис Курилов выполняем. Это очень интересно. И учеба у меня в Белгородском государственном университете, и семья, конечно. Все свободное время я стараюсь проводить с семьей.
Yeah, besides my career coming to an end, there's a lot of things outside the cage that I'm doing. I have a coaching career. I have the guys following behind me that I have to lead the way. I'm also attending a university. I'm coming back to school and learning. And the most important for me is family.
All right, thanks. And we'll take our last question from Jay Anderson.
Thanks very much. And Fedor, it's great to see you back. Great to see you healthy. I'm just wondering, you talked about the 2 final fights on the contract. Can you confirm that you're not planning maybe an extra fight, a contract extension, maybe a 3rd one? And is the desire still to have the final fight in Japan?
Последние 2 боя у вас остались. Они хотят подтверждения, что у вас не будет 3-го боя. И последний бой вы хотите, чтобы в Японии проходил?
Нет, наверное, последний бой либо Россия, либо, наверное, Америка. В Японии мы провели предыдущий бой. Посмотрим, как будет. Еще осталось 2 боя. От моего самочувствия, наверное, будем отталкиваться. Я бы хотел, конечно, отработать контракт, полностью отработать контракт перед Беллатором, и чтобы мы воплотили наши общие планы со Скоттом касательно Москвы, касательно России.
As I said, I have 2 fights, and I would like to fulfill them and finish our contract. But if the 3rd fight happens, it depends on how I feel. It's going to be either America or Russia, and that is what I'm focusing on right now.
Well, what we want to do is we're going to shut this down at this point. We want to thank Fedor for your time. Thank you for answering all these questions. I know it's not easy. Great job with the translation.
Thank you.
Thank you to President Scott Coker for being here and taking part and giving this information on when all of you will be able to watch one of the greatest of all time do it once more, all the way from Moscow. The next time you see Fedor Emelianenko, the last emperor, this is what you're going to see. It's always a special moment. It's always something that you will not forget. Watching the GOAT walk out to just do it one more time. On October 23rd, Saturday, 2021, Bellator Moscow, featuring the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, from the VTB Arena in Moscow, Russia. Tickets are available at kassir.ru. That's KASSIR.ru. Okay, everyone, I want to thank you for joining us. We look